So I guess in that I found this really, really interesting model. It's called the 5 teacher model. I met this guy at a men's conference. His name was Professor Miles Groff. And all I can remember this guy saying, a couple of things, but this one particular statement out of this excellent presentation that he did, he said this. He said, "We men," meaning all the men in the room, "must love our boys." And that's what he said. And I didn't think that a weird statement. I know some people giggled, but I understood what he was trying to say, is that the boys need to experience love in terms of being able to, being accepted, being included, and all that sort of stuff. So after he spoke, I ran up to him and said, "Well, can you sort of give me a book or give me some direction where I can use that statement, but use it in the program that I'm trying to develop?" And I shared what I was doing. So I got this out of this book. It's called the 5 teacher model, and it says it becomes quite clear that boys need healthy, in brackets, safe men to teach them about masculinity, because you won't get it from mother or you won't get it from a woman per se. I think it would be helpful that we forget about what used to happen and think about fresh new ideas that would suit a postmodern boy. Boys will learn about masculinity where they can, internet, peers, TV, and will look at other men in their communities. Next slide, please. It's entirely normal for boys to look up to other men. We call them role models. In Australia, it will be most likely a sports star, as this seems to be a large part of our nationhood. A great challenge for Dad is to foster a community of safe men to grow our sons. The following is from Jolliff Horne, gives a structured perspective in what to look for when you start building that community for boys. Yep, next slide. So the first aspect is the nurturer. So is the person who provides the unconditional love and support. So that statement, "we must love our boys," comes into this idea of unconditional love and support. Ideally, this would be you, Dad, or Dad. Yeah. So nurturance from the father encourages and contributes to the development of internal resources that allow a boy to take risk and have a sense of strength and the power, the ability to face life's challenges. Here begins to see the building blocks to a sense of belonging, which will be explored later on. So just that nurture from Dad builds these really important internal resources for boys. And so when I talk to boys that are struggling in life, often what I find is that they don't know how to talk properly. They think violence is okay. That's how they get their needs met, and they don't have the internal resources to resolve conflict in a positive way. They don't have the resources to actually be able to talk to Mum in a way that's respectful and healthy, and all those sort of things. So when Dad's around, Dad actually fosters this in a boy, and I find that quite a fascinating little statistic. Yeah, next slide, please. So role models. Boys with positive role models grow to have a flexible and adaptive identities and confidence in their abilities. Role models need to be treated realistically. They're only men and will fail from time to time. Sometimes we can put heroes on the top shelf only to realize that they will fall, and the fall will be great eventually. And so the role model, I always think there's a person that's really outside of the family, but is known to the family, that is safe, that it could be the coach, could be another older person who's really good at something, or just a mentor who's prepared to come in and provide that stuff that boys need, that flexibility that's desired, that adaptive to change and difficult circumstances, build identity, which is important, and this confidence thing to be able to stand and be okay with who they are. So we've got initiators here. The overall job of initiators is to externally validate. When the boy makes the transition from boyhood to manhood, the initiator's main goal is to aid the boy to go from a state of ego-centricity and self-centeredness to teach the boy the importance of teamwork, loyalty, and commitment to the larger group. So essentially that's initiation, is to stop the boy thinking only of himself and the selfishness that comes with that, but to challenge him to think of the tribe or think of the community, and to see the importance of that. And the loyalty is really, really important. And commitment to the large group. There is a focus on healthy inclusion of others, on the importance of balance between competition and cooperation. Boys are highly competitive, I'm sure you should know. And so it's about, yep, we are competitive, but there's times when we have to be cooperative. Yeah, next slide, please. So mentors explains that a successful mentoring relationship requires that young men has developed the character and the ability to learn from others, to engage as a protégé in an intimate relationship with a person who can serve as teacher. This requires the ability to listen to advice, work in collaboration, with others and manage anger and other strong emotions as well. So the mentor plays a significant role. Yeah. Okay, next slide, please. Oh, and we've got elders. Access to elders provides boys and adolescent males with the stability to engage in others' stages of development they must experience. Having elders to maintain the community and spirit young men are to experiment and stretch. Without the stability of elders available to them, they develop a fear of the new and lose vision of the community and fail to grow. So the idea of elders really essentially is to hear the stories and to connect and build and stuff, but the elders will tell them stuff and the boys will take away that, and then they'll go away and challenge that. They go, you know, oh, I don't believe what Granddad said about, you know, driving fast down the freeway, perhaps. Maybe it's not a good analogy, but the boys will go off and challenge that, and they'll go, you know what, Granddad's right. You know, and there's that sense that we grow from that experience, that, you know, that older people are just as valuable as the youth. You know, we live in a Peter Pan generation almost, where youth is highly valued and we try to retain it at all costs. And I think we sort of miss out on the importance of eldership and the wisdom that can come from that.